Yeah.
Okay. Hello everyone. Today I'm going to be talking about Ashram. This is a Vedic sage in Hinduism, and he's often described in the Rig Veda as a teacher of divine knowledge and a mediator between men and gods. He's also stated in other hymns to be the first of the Agni Devas, which are the fire gods. In some texts, Ashram is considered to be one of the 7 great sages, or Saptavishis as they are known. The students and disciples of Ashram are credited to be the authors of some of the hymns in the 1st, 2nd, 5th, 8th, 9th, and 10th book of the Rig Veda. Now, the name Ashram itself is quite common and generic, therefore this has caused some confusion in historic texts as to the actual identity of the sage. Some say that he is the son of Brahma, while others say that he is one among many Prajapatis, which are Vedic deities of Hinduism. Depending on different accounts of his life, he has 1, 2, or 4 wives. A separate account says that he married a woman called Shubha and had 7 daughters, all named after different aspects of fire, and 1 son called Brihaspati. Another account supports this theory and states that the sage Brihaspati was actually his son. Another legend states that he meditated on Brahma for several years and gained many divine qualities as well as worldly riches and control over different worlds. However, this worldly attainment did not stop his penance, and he was oblivious to all of his superficial achievements, ultimately becoming one with Brahma. He is also credited as being the source of many Vedic hymns, mantras, and is also believed to have introduced the worship of fire with another sage called Prithu. In terms of the moral of this story, what I found was that, like Ashram, we should all aspire to leave our egos and our worldly achievements and always try and achieve a higher purpose. Thank you.
So we need to eschew the egos. Egos are like billiard balls. I'm sure I might have told this before. Does anyone remember what is the relation between ego and billiard balls? The relation of billiard ball from one ball to other is go and hit each other all the time. Same thing when we have big egos in the modern society. We always have a not harmony, but always disharmony, and go and fight with each other. Always there is a clash of egos in the modern, especially corporate world. As I said, I don't have a lot of time, so I'll move forward. Suma, you don't have to tell the age. No, it's working. You can use it.
So Hari Om, so I'm Suma. So I'll be talking about Bhagirath. So Bhagirath was the king of Kosala, a kingdom in ancient India. He was a descendant of the great king Sagara of Surya Vamsa. He was one of the forefathers of Lord Rama of the Ramayana, the epic in which Bhagirath's tale is primarily recorded. He lost his father when he was just a child and was raised by his mother. Bhagiratha was very intelligent, virtuous, and kind-hearted. When he came of age, Bhagiratha ascended to the throne of the kingdom of Kosala, which is now located in the Indian state of Uttar Pradesh. During King Sagara's Ashwamedha Yaga, his royal agents and soldiers lost track of the sacrificial horse required for the Ashwamedha Yaga. To find this horse, King Sagara sends forth his 60,000 sons into the forest to find the said horse. During this quest, the sons destroyed the forest, uprooting life and destroying properties. They finally arrived at a quiet spot where the sage Kapila was sitting in meditation. Beside the sage was a white horse. Thinking this was a lost horse, the sons fly into rage and condemn the sage. Kapila the sage, enraged at this, uses his mystical powers to curse the sons, turning them into ash. For the sons to now reach heaven, they would have to be offered water from the sacred Ganges river, which only flowed through Swarga. When Bhagiratha ascended the throne, he came to hear that his uncles had failed to reach heaven due to the sage Kapila's curse. Henceforth, he travels to the Himalayas and performs tapas in this extreme climate for 1,000 years. At the end of the 1,000 years, Lord Brahma appears and asks Bhagiratha to ask him for anything. Bhagiratha asks for the Ganges to flow to earth. For this to occur, Lord Brahma asks Bhagiratha to gain the favor of Lord Shiva, for he was the only one able to make this happen. So Bhagirath performs a tapas for Lord Shiva, living only on air, after which a year's penance, Lord Shiva appears and assures him that he would allow for the Ganges to fall to earth. When the Ganges began to fall to earth, it does so with such roaring vigor that many people became concerned. However, Lord Shiva arrives and using his jata captures Ganga, crushing the vanity of Ganga. Shiva allows for her to flow to earth at a much gentler pace. As Ganga begins to flow to earth, over the ashes of Bhagirath's 60,000 uncles, the curse was broken and they were able to reach heaven, and hence they blessed Bhagiratha for his efforts. Therefore, the Ganges is also known as Bhagirathi, the daughter of Bhagiratha. What we can take away from this story is that if you have a goal in mind and you wish to reach that goal, you need to persevere and surely you'll get there. Thank you.
That is the practical application in our day-to-day life. That's why Bhagirata is taken as an example of human effort. Bhagirata Prayatna. If you put effort, you can achieve anything. That's what the Bhagirata proves. What are the other names for Ganga? Loudly. I'm sure I can hear some whispers, but... Yeah, Bhagirati, that's what. Yeah, anything else? Jahnavi here somewhere? There is Jahnavi here. Yes? Anybody has gone to Badrinath or Kedarnath? Nobody? Ah. Okay, I'm the only person here then. Bhagirati. Okay, I think I recommend, because in India you don't need any visa or anything, so everybody sometimes should aim to go to Himalayas, Badrinath, Kedarnath, Gaurikund, and on the way you can go to Rishikesh and other places as well. Ganga starts at Gangotri. Who told that? Ganga starts at Gangotri. Starts as a very small layer, but as so many tributaries come, but mainly one of them is Jahnavi and Bhagirathi and Mandakini. Mandakini is another name. These are the two main tributaries starting from Gangotri. After that, when they come into, it's a beautiful experience. You can't put into words. When you look at the water, there's such a pure water. When you touch the water, your whole body gets thrilled. And like the spiritual retreat, we went nearly 12 days to Himalayas. We completely forgot about the world. We didn't know what was happening. No radio, no TV, nothing. Of course, mobiles were not there anyway. But nothing. We were completely out of touch. We didn't know what was happening in the world. So this is what meant by spiritual retreat. Okay. I can go on, but we don't have time. So another name for Ganga is Mandakini. Not that Mandakini, Gramdhari Ganga Mere. Maybe people might remember that. That's not the one. So Vismaya? So, you sit in the side only, help them. You can sit there, yeah.
Hari Om. Today I am talking about Sudama, who is Lord Krishna's friend. Sudama was born from a poor family. His parents are Matuka, his father, and Rochana Devi, his mother. After a few years, Krishna became king and Sudama stayed as a humble but poor villager. Sometime later, Sudama became very poor and could not feed his family. His wife Vasundara reminded him of his friendship with Krishna, but Sudama objected. After persuading him, he finally agrees to go. Sudama would take some beaten rice as a present it. When he goes to Krishna's palace, Krishna will be very happy to see his old friend, so he treats him royally with love. With all this joy, Sudama forgets why he came there in the first place. But the Lord realizes what his friend really needs, so he gives him with all his desires. After Sudama goes home, he sees a mansion instead of his heart. He also sees his family in rich clothes waiting for him. The moral of the story. This story is to illustrate that Lord does not differentiate between people and will reward devotion always. Another moral taught by this story is to never expect anything free in life. God will provide it for your good deeds. Thank you.
Very good. I wanted to ask, but you told the moral of the story, so I don't want to expand on that. Do you know where Dwaraka is? I'm sure some of the people will know. Yes?
I think it's under the water now.
Under the water. He's right. He's under the water. But still there is a Dwaraka. You know where it is? You know where it is drowned? Under the water, you said? You're right?
It's near, kind of like the Sri Lanka, like around Sri Lanka.
Yes?
It's in the northwest of India where that.
Yes. Off the coast of Gujarat. Okay. And anybody know, I'm sure, I think I told some, but I just want to refresh your memory. Where is Sudama Puri? Maybe, I don't want to ask Preeti, but anybody else? Sudama Puri, I think I told last time. Yes. Porbandar. Porbandar, current Porbandar is Sudama Puri. Who is born in Porbandar? Not everyone knows. Good. Ananya? Ananya used to be like Atar. Since then she is coming here to the satsanga.
Hari Om everyone. Today I'm going to be talking about Uddhava. Uddhava was Krishna's friend and was a son of Devababa, Vasudeva's brother. Uddhava was born and raised in Mathura. He was a great intellectual and was amongst the first of the Yadavas to befriend Krishna, charioting and serving him in many ways. To comprehend Uddhava's intellectual capabilities, let me cite one conversation. It is where Uddhava asks Lord Krishna a question about who a real friend is, to which Krishna replies, "A real friend is someone who comes to the help of a friend in need without being called." To this Uddhava again says, "Krishna, you are a dear friend of the Pandavas. They trust you fully. Krishna, you not only know what is happening, but you know what is going to happen. You are a true jnani. So why did you not stop Yudhishthira from playing the gambling game? You did not do anything, and you could have saved Yudhishthira by offering to return everything lost, but you did not. At least when Duryodhana tempted Yudhishthira by offering to return everything if he betted Draupadi, you could have intervened with your divine powers, but you did not. Why?" To this Krishna says, "Uddhava, the law of the world is only the one who has viveka, intelligence through patience, wins. While Duryodhana had viveka, Yudhishthira did not, so he lost. Yudhishthira also prayed that I should not come to the hall, as he did not want me to know that through ill fate he wanted to play the game. So his prayers bound me and did not allow me to enter the hall. So I was outside the hall waiting for someone to call me through their prayers. But then Draupadi called me shouting, 'Hari Hari Abhayam Krishna Abhayam.' And that was when I was able to come and save her." Then Uddhava says, "Wonderful explanation, Krishna. I am impressed. However, I am not deceived." "Can I ask you another question?" says Uddhava. Krishna gives him permission to proceed. Does it mean that you will only come when you are called? Will you not come on your own to help people in crisis? To establish justice? Asks Uddhava. Krishna smiles. Uddhava. In this life, everyone's life proceeds based on their own karma. I don't run it. I don't interfere. I am only a witness. I stand close to you and keep observing whatever is happening. This is God's dharma. These teachings of Krishna to Uddhava, written in 23 chapters, has come to be known as the Uddhava Gita. The Uddhava Gita is also known as a farewell message to Krishna. Thank you.
It was very good content, very good, well done. So, how many people were familiar with Uddhava Gita? Few people, yeah, that's good, that's good. And that's a beautiful explanation. That's why she already explained, so I don't want to ponder on that, but the important thing is how we can apply that in day-to-day life. The important thing is we should share the partnership with God. Whatever we do, involve Him. And then what happens is, first thing is our ego will go. Second thing, what happens, whatever the result is His wish. So karmanye vadikaraste, that applies in that context. So whatever we do, involve Him. So lot of anxiety will go because our anxiety is generated because we depend too much on ourselves. The anxiety will go away when we partner with, that's called modern JVP, Joint Venture Partnership. So we should always involve God so that He is involved with in the joint venture, whatever we do. Okay. Nikhil, Ekalavya. What is that?
I wasn't told that we can speak.
Okay. All right, not worry. Arushi, yes. Give her a big hand. First time she's coming and then she's participating in the presentation. Very good.
I'm definitely 15 plus.
Sorry?
15 plus.
I'm sure. We're not asking the age. Yes.
Hari Om, everyone. Today we will be discussing Lord Krishna and his teachings. Lord Krishna's birth was in 3228 BC, and he lived for 125 years before his physical form ended. However, his presence remains strongly ingrained in our minds and hearts. Through the Bhagavad Gita, which is his gift to all of us, Lord Krishna shares his essential teachings as he imparts them to Arjuna. Each of us can apply and integrate Lord Krishna's teachings into our lives. He is not selective. He teaches even those who commit crimes to go onto the path of spiritual progress. Lord Krishna preached we should be free from all our attachments while still maintaining loving relationships and upholding family responsibilities. Lord Krishna's teachings can be described in various ways, but they all have the same underlying message. Some of these include: the purpose of life is God and truth. Desires come and go, but we should not be consumed by these. Devotion to Supreme. Our focus should not be results, but rather devotion to God. Withdrawal from sense and objects. Our pursuit should not be after objects of desire. We should think with a calm mind and not give in to stress. Treat everyone equally and be ready for change. The path to lifelong happiness is through action, knowledge, and devotion. If we are able to integrate Lord Krishna's teachings into our daily lives, we will truly be able to achieve inner peace and happiness. Thank you.
Very good. That's what is the essence of Krishna's teaching, is integration. We need to apply in our day-to-day life. Then only we will get the benefit of what is being taught. Even salpamapyasya dharmasya trayate mahatobhayat. Even a little bit of that dharma, what is being taught, if we apply in day-to-day life, equally, proportionally, we achieve the peace. What is the objective of spirituality? Anybody? Correct. Yes? I can't hear. How can they hear? Loudly. Very good. Louder than that boy. Speak loud. Very good. See that she understood now internal to achieve external efficiency and internal peace. This is the objective of spiritual knowledge. We can produce outside, at the same time we achieve the peace inside. See the concept, how beautiful the concept is. Who doesn't want these two? We want external efficiency, lot of productivity, at the same time internal peace. You are undisturbed, untouched, uninfluenced by whether good or bad. Well, the shloka will come, whether good or bad and all. The shlokas will come in next to shlokas, but we need to eschew all that. We need to transcend even good and bad. We need to go gunatita. With three gunas, we should go beyond that. To achieve that, enormous work we should do, at the same time, detached way. External efficiency, internal peace. So give her a big hand, she did very good job. So she's another doctor into our fold. Alright? She's a medical doctor. Next, Radhika.
Om Bhuvasvaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nat Prachodayat. This Gayatri mantra is a very popular mantra that we all know, and it has the meaning, we meditate on that supreme adored Lord, that Creator whose divine light shines in all realms, all spiritual and physical realms, and may this divine light enlighten me in my intellect. This Gayatri mantra that I'm pretty sure everyone's heard of at some point. In Brahmopadesha, the father of the family does teach this to the son, and it is written by Brahmarshi Vishwamitra, who I'm going to talk about today. He was a king called Kaushika, and it was originally a Kshatriya king. And when he met Vashishta with his army, Vashishta provided him with a feast and was given food and entertained him. King Kaushika was very surprised. He asked, "Where did you get this? How could you provide for all of us? And how did you do this?" Vashishta says, "My cow Kamadenu, she gives for whatever. She gives everything that I ask, and she gives for whatever I ask." And King Kaushika offers his is amazed and wondered, and he offers all his wealth for Kamadenu. But Vashishta refuses. This starts a huge feud between them, and Vashishta and King Kaushika gets involved and they get into a war. This ends up with King Kaushika being defeated. In this process, King Kaushika comes to a realization and thinks to himself, all this wealth and in the situation that he is in, it's not worth it. He has to think in more of a that it has actually illusioned him, and he needs to think more in a spiritual way. And he therefore takes tapas and becomes a rishi. And that's the way Vishwamitra became a very popular sage. and we know him very well. But the real question, and one of the questions that I personally had when I was researching this was, if the sages are very learned and they know so much, why would Vishwamitra, Vasishta and Vishwamitra, they like get involved in wars, and you hear sages getting angry so much? What's the point of that? Like, if they learned so much, why don't they practically use that knowledge? So I just wanted to ask that as well.
Very good question. You finished?
Yeah.
Have a seat. Probably I myself would have asked that question, but you asked, that's good. So repeat your question again.
So my question is, if like at the time, like Kaushika doesn't know as much, but at least Vasishta, like he knows all the knowledge. He's a very learned person.
Correct.
Apparently, he contributed a lot for the Vedas.
Correct.
Why would he get involved in wars and everything, or like why do people like? Why do sages like curse people and all those other stories we've heard of, and just get involved externally in such?
Good. Remember this question we will discuss after the lunch, because we are getting late and one more presenter is there. After that we will discuss this question. Next is Deepika. Vismaya, what is your age? 9. Okay. 9.
Hari Om. I'm also definitely 15 plus. So following on from what Radhika said, and she recited the Gayatri mantra, there's another very important mantra called the Mahamrityunjaya mantra, which we'll be reciting today at the Homa. So this mantra was realized by sage Vasishta, and that's who I'll be speaking about. Sage Vasishta is considered one of the most oldest and most revered of the sages. That's why he's given the title of Maharishi and Brahma Rishi. He's also one of the Sapta Rishis. So there's 7 rishis that were very learned sages and were given like a high pedestal in the Indian culture. So I'll start off with a few things about sage Vasishta. He's author of 7 mandalas, or 7 chapters of the Rig Veda. He's also thought to have heard the Agni Purana from Lord Agni himself. So he heard this story, this epic Purana, and then he went to his grandson, Vedavyasa, and recited it to Vedavyasa, who then wrote it down and then added it to one of the Vedas. Along with that, he's also written the Vasishta Smriti and the Vasishta Mahasamyam. A few other things about sage Vasishta. He was actually the Raj Guru, or the royal Guru for Lord Dashratha's court. So when Lord Dashratha's sons were born, it was actually sage Vasishta who gave them their names. And those are of course Rama, Lakshmana, Bharata and Shatrughna. Sage Vasishta also nurtured these children and taught them and trained them from a young age and helped them become the warriors that they ended up being. He also taught them a lot of the scriptures, and he was one of their guides from a young age. Sage Vasishta also was believed to be the owner of Kamadhenu, the all-giving cow, and Nandini, which I believe is the daughter of Kamadhenu. So one day there was 8 Vasus, 8 demigods, who were traveling by and they saw Kamadhenu. And one of the Vasus, his name's Diyasu, I think, he stole Kamadhenu for his wife. This, of course, we heard this story before, and this Vasu comes to earth and has to be reborn because of the curse that Vasishta puts on him, and he is Bhishma. Another story about sage Vasishta is he actually, like Radhika mentioned, he had a bit of a conflict with Vishwamitra because Vishwamitra wanted Kamadhenu as well. But obviously that was reconciled in the end. There's also believed to be a temple dedicated to Vasishta in the town of Vashisht.
I think when it comes to morals, because obviously this isn't a story, this is about a sage, there's probably a lot we can learn from him, but I think one important thing is all of these sages, they've learned so much, they've studied so much, they've done years and years of tapas, they've dedicated and committed their lives to knowledge, and they worked so hard for that. And yet, they may have had some flaws along the way and so on, but I think what we can see is like some of us may think, oh, we know so much, we're so smart. These people have studied so much, and I think we should instead, we may never get there, but strive to get as far as we can, because there's people who've learned so much, and it's probably important not to get arrogant with whatever knowledge or wisdom we think we have, and look to the fact that there's been so many great souls on this earth.
That was really good. So I think that ends the presentation now. We will have the lunch, and we'll come back by 1 o'clock. Between 1 to 1:15, everybody should be there. Monitors, you monitor them. So bring them back at 1 o'clock here, one file like that. Okay. Then we will have the spiritual quiz, and then followed by satsanga. In the evening we have the havan. In between we'll have a little bit of time. Children can play, but not to scream. Children, you should not scream. You can play here. I told the Swamiji that Atmaji, I told that children will play. He said okay. So play there, but not to scream. Yes? Belongings. You didn't allow me to finish. He didn't allow me to. I thought you were asking some question relating to this.